This is the first time ever a Category 5 hurricane has formed over the Atlantic. For context, storms of this size don't typically form until the end of August or early September. But we do know that President Biden was briefed on Hurricane Beryl earlier today, and he used the moment to connect extreme weather with his climate change policies.
Extreme weather events drive home a point that I've been saying for so long. Ignoring climate change is deadly and dangerous and irresponsible. These climate-fueled extreme weather events don't just affect people's lives, they also cost money, they hurt the economy, and they have a significant negative psychological effect on people.
You heard the president mention the monetary cost there. Hurricane Beryl is heading towards Jamaica right now. Early estimates are putting potential damages there at $1 billion. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, or NOAA as you might know it, has found an increase in the intensity of hurricanes like this one linked to warmer waters in the Atlantic. Experts say it's a stark warning ahead of what's predicted to be an active hurricane season. NOAA right now forecasts 8 to 13 hurricanes between now and November when the hurricane season ends. That's considered to be above normal. Now, while the storm is expected to miss the U.S., President Biden says that they are watching this situation and monitoring it closely, and also went on to tout the ways his administration is working to protect Americans right now from extreme weather. That includes one new proposed rule today that, if implemented, would protect an estimated 36 million American workers from injury when it comes to excessive heat on the job. Joe and Kaylee, if implemented, this rule would become the first federal safety statute of its kind.
Brings us to the climate policy, Tyler, in this White House. What's the president saying today about his plans to mitigate climate change, knowing the Supreme Court just essentially overturned the Chevron doctrine this week?
Right, exactly. As you've been covering, climate has become an integral part of President Biden's re-election today. He pointed out how FEMA has worked to secure an additional $1 billion in grants when it comes to helping local communities reeling from natural disasters, and also is talking a lot about these resiliency policies. Those have to do with more things on the local level, such as renewing building codes to make sure that they're up to speed when it comes to erosion and other potential climate impacts. Now, for his part, former President Trump, during the debate last week, hit President Biden on his climate policies. He called it the Green New Scam, and also said that he would work to dismantle some of the regulations that this White House has put into place.